And now we've got a beautiful, colorful loop section here where we've got one audio loop, one MIDI loop, and one drummer loop. Together, they sound like this. Pretty cool, yeah? Did you know that there's 3 different types of loops here that are Apple loops, and they actually have some pretty awesome customization options. So let's jump in and show you some of those now. Now, to get to your Apple loops, you may already know this, but we go to our track view by tapping in the top left here, and then we tap on this little sucker here in the top right corner. I don't know why I have so many files in there. I've got a lot of things stored here in my files. So these are all manual things that you can actually bring into your project. But if you want to use Apple loops, you can use this one here. And here are all of the loops that we have. Now, there's a few ways to navigate through here. You can go by instrument, so you can tap instrument and choose what instrument you want. You can tap on your genre, and you can choose a particular genre. I've got sound effects set here at the moment as my genre, or you can go into the descriptors and you can find different things in there. So because there's literally thousands of them in here, you can do all of those things. Now, I've got the filter bar here on sound packs right now. So we're going to come in here and we're going to reset the filter. And you know what? I want to do some funk. I want to get some funk going on here today. So let's hit the funk and let's find something funky. We want a funky beat to kick us off with it. Let's try the down with a beat, shall we? That sounds like this. Oh yeah. So as you saw there, to preview the beat, we just tap on it. To bring it into our track, we tap and drag, and we just drop it into a new, fresh track. So this ensures that the icon's set correctly, that the actual sound will go in there. And you notice here that it was a 4-bar beat, but I've dropped it into an 8-bar section, and it's made it 8 bars. If you want to change the number of bars that this beat is going to be, we hit the plus button, we tap on this one, and let's bring it up to 16 beats, shall we? So we'll go 16 bars, sorry. Now you can also tap and hold and drag on up and drag on down. And we recently had an update where we've now got up to 2,000 bars. It used to be 640, now 2,000. That's pretty cool. We'll drag it on down and we'll go back to 16 bars. And you'll see here, because we're using a loop, it's going to loop all the way through those 16 bars. Don't want it to loop like that. Just grab the loop at the end here, drop it back, and it's just going to be the 4 bars. So if you wanted to change it up and do something funky, you can now just copy it and paste it and have different versions if you wanted to, say, reverse one of them or change it. We're just going to go with a straight loop here. So boom, we've looped it on in there, and there's our basic beat. But that's not all. When it comes to Apple loops, you can use other things that are not just audio loops. You can use MIDI loops and drummer loops. So let's show you those now. We'll tap on the loops icon. I'm not sure if any of these funk ones are going to be. Oh, I saw one. There you go. We have a funk. Now, what do we go with? The garden party keys or the fast forward synth? I like the sound of the fast forward synth. This is in our new keyboard collection. So let's sample this one. We'll tap on it. Oh yeah. You know where it's at. Oh, sorry, golden party keys. You may be cool, but that's already too cool. So we'll grab this synth. We'll throw this on a second track. And there you go. It's done the same thing. It's mixed it up here. We've got the 4 sections of the 4 bars all in this one beat. And we bring these together. How cool is that? Like, that's, 2 loops and we've got that together. And now it's almost like that, just the two of us. So we got ourselves the start of some pretty nice funk. Now, there's one more type of loop in here, and excuse me, I need to cough. Sorry, there's one more type of loop in here, which is our drummer loops. So yeah, we can actually use drummer loops as well. So if we come in here, tap on our loop icon. Now let's see if there's any drummer loops in the funk. There may not be. No, there's not. So we're looking for yellow. So your blue loops are audio loops, which means they're just an audio file. You bring those into your track, they're an audio file. You can't really edit them. You can't do much else with them. We can do a few things. We'll show you in a minute. But what we want to find now is a drummer loop. So we don't have any funky drummer loops, so we'll untick funk there. And let's just find... now Anders is going to be... Anders is our rock drummer, so he's going to be a bit intense. But I think someone like Benny might be able to give us something, just something a little bit on top of this. So why don't we grab the Funky Brothers from Benny? That sounds like this. Maybe. Why don't we try something else? Yeah, we want something a little bit more subtle here from Benny. All right, no, I think Funky Brothers is going to do it. So what we can do is we can tap and drag this one and bring it on here as a third loop. And now we've got a beautiful, colorful loop section here where we've got one audio loop, one MIDI loop, and one drummer loop. Together, they sound like this. Pretty cool, yeah? So what can we do with each of these loops? Let's start with the audio loops. With this one, if we tap this, we've got a bunch of different things we can do here. We can go into settings. We can change the gain, which is just your volume, which is the same as this volume slider. You can change the speed, which is cool. You can go to 2x or 4x or even quarter or half speed if you want to change up the feel. So why don't we go to half speed on that one? You can turn looping on and off. You can follow the tempo and pitch, which we don't really have time to go into in this one, but there's another video on Apple Loops where I show you all about that. That basically just means that this loop will beat match, it will match the tempo that we've got in this track, and it will also match the key if it's a melodic type loop. We can even reverse it. So you've got some control there, and you can transpose it, so you can actually take the tone up and down if you want to on this one. So we'll hit done on all of that. So let's take a listen to this now with this halftime. Not really, right? So we'll undo that one. We don't really want it to be that way. Now, the difference with the MIDI loop is you've actually got much more control over this one. So with this one, yeah, you can transpose it. So if you go to your settings, you can make it higher or lower using this setting here. But on our MIDI loops, we can actually tap it and go to the edit and jump into the piano roll editor. And we can actually edit all of the different notes that this is playing. So if we play this along here, take a look. So if I wanted to add like a top note to this chord here, we can turn that on. And if we come on in here, we can come in here and go. So say I wanted to put a note right up the top here like this, and then another one here. We can drag these out, and you see you've got complete control over where you put the notes. You can adjust them. And again, I've got complete videos about how to use the piano roll editor to do all this sort of stuff. But if we come in here now, you would listen, and we've got this additional note on the top of this chord. So you get some really good control over this stuff, yeah? That's not it. We can then use a lot of other features in here. You've got your settings option that you can transpose things around. You can move them up and down octaves and semitones. So say we wanted this to be a tone lower. We just double tap on this one, down 2 semitones. Now let's take a listen. So you can very quickly adjust and change around your sound. So that's your 3 different loop types here in GarageBand. Let's look at this last one, the drummer loop. Now, if you haven't used the auto drummer here in GarageBand, it's pretty darn cool. We'll tap on the drummer icon here. We can actually change this up. So you know how I said, because I already have a beat, I wanted this to be a little bit more of a subtle beat? What I can actually do is say, take out the kick and the snare, leave the hi-hat in, and maybe add a cymbal here, or sorry, not a cymbal, what's that? A tambourine or a shaker. Let's go with a shaker here on the percussion. So now Benny's actually gone a bit more subtle here. If we play it now, let's solo that one. Hear that? So now Benny's just got the hi-hat going on and that little shaker in the middle there. We bring the beats back in. And then our synth. Right? So there's complete customization here, and you can hear there that we've taken something that was pretty generic, but using these tools, using the different ways you can adjust and alter the different loops, you can actually get a pretty cool custom beat and custom sound here in GarageBand. And there you go, in 10 minutes, we've created ourselves some pretty epic funk, or at least the start of some pretty epic funk. So Apple Loops, definitely cool. Check them out. There's more videos linked down in the description, as well as over at studiolivetoday.com if you want to learn more about using Apple Loops in your GarageBand projects.